Hi, Andrew here, and last video I was talking about using learning cursive and neurological imprinting to teach my sons about better writing, reinforce their French, get them prepared for silly little things like signing documents, prepping them to be functioning adults. Well, it's not the only thing that I'm doing with them this summer. I've talked a lot about small disciplines and 1% improvement and developing habits, and I'm doing that with them too. This cursive writing is a part of their morning routine, and yes, it's summer vacation, and yes, it's playtime, but the first portion of their day isn't for them. It's for me to impress upon them things that they need. My oldest, at the midway point of his teenage years, as he's coming into 16, asked me, "Dad, can you get me up at 7 in the morning? I want to keep on getting up early." And I've woken him up. And so last night, having woken him up and had no effect from it, I said, first kid's name, "Do you want to be up at 7? "Yes, Dad." "All right. Do you want me to be a little more forceful and wait in your room till you're up and moving?" "Yes, Dad." He's starting to get the concept that if you get up and get into the chute, and I've told him my morning routine: get up, go pee, brush teeth, get dressed, go downstairs, and I write my affirmation. Roll out my yoga mat, meditate. 15 to 20 minutes of yoga, maybe some functional strength, maybe a little bit of traditional strength training. Then I start cooking breakfast. I mean, I'm up to how many fingers? That's morning routine, and all of that stuff setting me up, and I didn't even mention coffee, setting me up for a successful day of getting shit done. And he wants that, and he's trying to develop that, but I mean, 15-year-old boy, they actually require more sleep. Parents of teenage boys, they're not sleeping in to be a pain in the ass. They're sleeping in because they're growing. The bugger's grown 6 months since Christmas and hormonally developing. Their bodies are metamorphosing from boy to adult. There's huge changes going on, and they need a massive amount of rest to go along with a massive amount of food that we're putting into them. So bear it in mind. Go easy. The kid's not sleeping in and getting up at the crack of noon to defy you. He's doing it because his body is screaming for it. Anyway, kid one doesn't want that, and we're backing up. I mean, I go to bed between 9:30 and quarter to 10 to get up at 6:15. I want to get my 8 hours. Well, he goes to bed then, and now he wants me to make sure he's up at 7 because screens don't exist until they've done their cursive practice, their signature practice, their French reading, their English reading, their French writing, their English poetry transcriptions, reading it aloud to one another, reading each other's to one another, and at least one piano practice. All of that before they can even fire up the computer to start working on programming Python, which is taking us out of the daddy makes you do it and into the things we want to do for ourselves. But even then I had to lean a little bit because they just want to play video games. Well, I guess I could let them play 2 months of video games, but at the end of it, their educational status would slip. They wouldn't be prepped for next year. And in the meantime, and they would spend a dissipative 2 months learning nothing. Instead, what they're learning is to maintain that schedule, get into that morning routine, develop the habits. More importantly, something I talked about a long time ago, practicing the practice, learning to develop the habits. So they're developing the habits for success, to grow up and be functional and be released into the wild. At least that's my plan. Thank you very much for watching. That was my time. Now it's your time. And in the meantime, take care, and you'll see me soon.